Happy Monday and welcome to the Doom Report. We'll go over the Trump press conference here in a minute, but first I want to talk about the Orion mission. They are currently, as I speak, farther away from the planet Earth than any human has ever been before, where no man has gone before. If you're a Star Trek fan, you'll get that. So, hey, congratulations to them guys. Okay, now on to the press conference. Well, Trump pretty much just spoke about the rescue mission to get the second pilot that went down with the F-15, and it sounds like it was a very intricate rescue mission. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details because it was kind of a long speech, and if you want to listen to it, you can always go back and watch a replay. But I'll give you some of the highlights. We had some equipment that we had to leave behind during the rescue mission, so we destroyed it so it wouldn't fall into enemy hands. Good idea. The pilot was out there 48 hours running from the enemy and hiding, and so I'm glad he's home and safe. Also, he did mention that the information about the second pilot still being out there was leaked to one of the news agencies, and that news agency reported on it, which alerted the Iranians that we had a second pilot, a second airman, out there in the Iranian landscape that needed rescued. So, of course, they went looking for him. And so Trump is now going to press that media outlet to release the name of the person who leaked that information, and that person is going to jail. And if they do not give him the name, the news agency people who broke the story are going to jail, which I think is a good idea. You know, this rescue mission would have been a lot easier had the Iranians not known that there was an airman out there that we were trying to rescue. So, you know what? Mainstream media they don't care about anything except, getting ratings. Let's get some ratings. It doesn't matter if it puts people's lives in danger. Let's just get ratings. So I hope he gets them. And after that, he took some questions and things like that, but nothing too exciting. So the U.S. and Iran and regional mediators are discussing the possibility of a two-phase deal centered on a 45-day ceasefire that could lead to ending the war. That is according to Axios. Now, I don't really believe that, but that's what's being reported. I guess we'll find out for sure tomorrow, as President Trump posted that the Iranian deadline is now Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I guess we'll wait till tomorrow and find out what's going on. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's remarks questioning NATO's effectiveness have fueled a deep sense of gloom. Gloom, not doom. Among European leaders regarding the alliance's future. Well, yeah, I mean, if they're not willing to help us when we need some help, why should we help them? So, you know what? I'm all on board with just telling them to go pound sand. The U.S. and Israel have approved a plan to carry out a massive strike on Iran's key energy facilities, according to Axios. Now, Trump has said that tomorrow is power plant day and bridge day. Okay, well, you might be able to argue that the bridge thing is military strategy since they can move equipment and troops across bridges. However, the power plant thing is civilian infrastructure and is considered a war crime. The Estonia intelligence agency has advised the Ukrainian armed forces not to fly drones in the Baltic Republic's airspace. An eruption of Mount Dukono has occurred in Indonesia as ash rose 3,280 feet above the crater. The Saudis' Aramco has raised the price of the main crude oil grade for many deliveries to Asia to a record high of $19.50 per barrel, higher than the regional benchmark, according to Bloomberg. A 4.7 magnitude earthquake struck in the Mediterranean off the coast of Lebanon right during the war. Kind of interesting. The U.S. Secret Service said its officials responded to reports of overnight gunfire near Lafayette Square, just north of the White House. Shortly after midnight on April 5th, it stated that officials carried out a thorough search of the park and the surrounding area but did not locate any suspect. No injuries were reported from this incident. India may start using snakes and crocodiles to protect their state border. The Hindu newspaper reported, citing an official directive from the Border Security Force. Really? Are you kidding me? Iran has said that the U.S. destroyed the path to diplomacy. America's terrorist actions in Iran have essentially removed diplomacy from their agenda. But yet they're supposed to be talking about a ceasefire? Yeah. I'm not sure I believe any of this. A senior Iranian official tells Al Jazeera that Iran will allow ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for paying security fees. The security fees obtained will be used as war reparations. Several Indian, Pakistan, Turkish, and French ships have obtained a transit permit from the Strait of Hormuz. For the first time so far in this war, the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Iran launched a coordinated attack on Israel. The Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni warns of severe economic consequences as the country is on the brink of a depletion of its energy sources. France has officially removed all of its gold reserves from the Federal Reserve Bank in New York. 2 Qatari liquid natural gas tankers attempted to pass through the Strait of Hormuz by pretending to be of some other friendly country, but were turned away by the IRGC Navy, which I thought didn't exist anymore. So the Iranian army has said that they intercepted and destroyed an American cruise missile. I thought they didn't have any air defenses anymore. I don't know. Somebody's not telling us the whole truth. TRT Network has reported that with oil prices exceeding $114 a barrel, experts warn of an economic shock that could hit global growth. Well, thank you again, Captain Obvious. Marco Rubio has stated, if Europe won't let us use bases we pay for and we protect, then shut them down and bring our troops home. Well, you know what? I can't really argue with that. Sounds like a plan. The Iranian Farce Agency has said that the war is approaching its 40th day, and yet all Iranian missile cities are still operating at full capacity. President Trump said the entire country of Iran could be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night. And that's the news for today. I hope everybody had a happy Easter. Mine started off kind of bad, but it got better after that. So I guess I'll tell you the story. So Mrs. OVP had to go to work, and I was sleeping in a little bit. And before she went to work, she gave the kiddies a little can of soft food, a treat for Easter. And of course, you know, they act like they'd never ate before in their life, even though they're all fat. So one of them decided to gorge themselves, and you know, when the cat's going to regurgitate, that noise they make before they do that immediately wakes me up. So I heard said noise and immediately woke up, just as a sheet of partially digested cat food landed all over poor Reba. So Miss Reba got an Easter bath because she was a mess, a poor thing. But after that, my day got a lot better. We hung out with the family and watched the grandkids hunt eggs and things like that. So I hope everybody else had a good Easter holiday as well. And yes, now it's back to work, I know. So guys, keep prepping. Don't wait for SHETF, because it ain't going to wait for you. Things don't seem to be getting any better. Stock up on food, water, medical supplies, fuel if you can. Happy Monday. We'll see y'all on the next one.